All right, welcome to another S&P 500 analysis. Today is September 28, 2025. Notice the S&P 500 made another new high last week. So in this video, we're going to take a look at the price action from the S&P 500 and see what it is telling us. In addition, we're going to take a look at the NASDAQ, crude oil, gold, and Bitcoin. So stay tuned. Now, before I begin, let me share with you the chart that I posted on the trade plan that I published on Thursday for the Friday price action. And as you can see from this chart here, this is the S&P 500. And I basically highlighted some of the recent printing of this doji hammer and then what the price action follows. So you can see from the recent doji hammer, we basically have a reaction of price moving higher, and these, this candle formation seems to be signifying a little bit of a reversal. The buyer taking control or regaining control from the seller, and then we can see the push up on the price. And basically, I was trying to highlight that after the Thursday close, that we could see higher prices on Friday. And so as you can see, when we go to the price action of the S&P 500, you see that's basically what has transpired. If you'd like to see more of the content from me, go and check out my newsletter at Substack, The Pulse of the Market. I will have the link in the description below. Now let's go and take a look at the S&P 500 price action and see what to expect for the coming week. Now let's begin with the FOMC level. Remember the FOMC, I have the levels, the scene of the crime, that's the level right before the Fed announces 25 basis point cut. Then also I have the high from Jay Powell's press conference and also the low. And I said, keep an eye on these levels for potential reaction. And as you can see, last week we came down and hover around this FOMC seems to quiet. It did dip down and held this, the 8 and 21 moving average cloud here. And right now it is bumping back up above the 8 EMA. So you can see that what the market is telling us, it is accepting higher prices above the FOMC scene of decline. So it appeared to accept the announcement from the Fed to be a bullish, and that's why they're pushing the market back up higher. So right now we're basically looking for a higher movement here on the price. And if we take a look at the last week's performance based on the what the market was expected to move within the range of the upper range and the low range based on the option market pricing, and you see that it came down to the low range and immediately popped back up above it. So in this coming week, we are looking at these levels where the market is pricing in the upper range between 67.35 and 67.21.60, and the lower range between 65.80 and 65.30. So you can see that right now the price is trying to push back up. You see that we form a higher low here, and right now is making a move back above that. And here are some of the level to pay attention to in addition to the FOMC right now. Basically, we're going to take the FOMC level out since it have told us that it has found that the scene of the crime level here is basically it is willing to accept it so far right now. And so right now we're basically looking at the all-time high up here. So if we get up to this 66.48 or basically 66.50, then we'll see the price come back up, possibly make another new all-time high and into the upper range. Now notice on last Monday and Tuesday it formed a tweezer top. Then we got a little bit of a sell-off. And like I said earlier, found a higher low here and bounces back right up. So that is a little bit of a bullish type of a price action. So we could expect a possible higher prices to come back up and retest this all-time high and possibly put in another all-time high. Now, if it rejects this 66.50 area and start coming back down, then look for this lower price range and this 30.35 SMA cloud here to see would it be able to support the price action. Because notice the last couple times that we saw the price came down and held this 30-35 moving average cloud here, we see the price come back up. So if it come down and hold this level here, then we could possibly also see a price bounce, and that would put it right in range of this lower price range of the weekly expected move. Now let's take a look at the ES, the E-mini S&P 500. As you can see, also it held the FOMC scene of decline, and it is pushing back up above the 8 EMA. So right now, the market is pricing in the upper range for the coming week, 67.82.5, 67.75 and the lower range is 66.20 and 65.80. So what we could expect to see possibility is for the price to push up into a new all-time high and come up to this upper range here. Now again, if we get rejected and dip back below this scene of decline from the FOMC announcement, then we can see the price come back into this lower volume zone here, and that's basically also coincide with the lower expected range for the coming week. And in addition to that, it would be in confluence with this 30-35 SMA cloud. So we could see a little bit of a price action here and see would it be able to find support here, because once again, just kind of remind you that in the last a few times that it came down to this SMA cloud and found support there, and we see it push back up. So we could expect similar type of action, or at least keep an eye out for a similar type of price action to see would it be able to take place there. And for the SPY, the ETF of the S&P 500, I have marked down the high volume node here of this area here, this high volume balance area. So we could see price to probably chop around here and move up to this all-time high, because there is a high volume zone here up at this area, and we could see the price to basically chop and move up to this all-time high and into the upper range for the coming week, which the option market is pricing in between 671 and 669.70, and the lower range between 653.80 and 651. So we could see the price possibly come up and get into here, maybe do a little chop and then push up into the upper range. Now, if we get rejected and come down and dip below this high volume node, then we'd be looking for the possibility of the price coming back down to this lower range and possibly test this SMA cloud for potential support here and fill in this area of the low volume zone. And here, looking at the NQ, we see that the market is pricing in the upper range between 25,187.5 and 25,118. In the lower range, the market is pricing in between 24,335 and 24,125. So what we want to be watching for in the coming week to see would it be able to come up and take out this 24,800 area and push us up into an all-time high and then into the upper range. Now, if we get rejected and push back down and unable to get above this 24,800 area, then watch for this FOMC. Basically, this is the FOMC seen at the crime level, and if dip back below that, then look for the lower range to get tested here and possibly come down to this SMA cloud. So those are the price action for the NQ for the coming week. And looking at the QQQ, we also see the QQQ came down and held the FOMC seen at the climb here. So right now, we're basically looking for the price action to come up to this top of the balance area here and basically come up to the all-time high. Now, the option market is pricing in the upper range for the coming week between 607 and 605.60, and the lower range between 586.5 and 582. So those are the ranges to keep an eye on. So once again, we're basically looking for this 597.5. If we could get up there, then look for all-time high to get tested and into the upper range. But if it's unable to get above this 597, 598 area, then look for a pushback down and see would it hold this FOMC level at 590.80 area. And if it could hold this, then we're looking for a rebound back up. But if it's unable to hold this level, then we'd be looking at this lower range of the expected move and possibly come down to this SMA cloud to see would it be able to find some support here and get a bounce back up. Now let's take a look at Bitcoin here. Notice Bitcoin, I have a composite volume profile here from this low to the recent price here. Now you can see that this is the point of control. This is the price level. This 117, 700 area is the price level with the highest traded volume between this time range here. And right now, we basically saw a few times when it came up here, it encountered resistance, and there seems to be sellers sitting right here at this level and pushes it back down. Now, we also noticed that when it came down to this high volume node here, somewhere around this 109 or 110, this 109,000 and 10,000, we saw some buyers stepping back in to try to hold the price up here. Now, last time when it came down, dipped below that, we saw a buyer came back in and push up until it encounters seller up at the POC. Then it pushes back down. Right now, it's sitting right near this level once again. So we're going to watch to see will the buyer be able to buy it back up above this and retest this 117 area, or will the seller press down and exhaust the buyer, and that will bring the price down to this 106, this 106,000 area, and see what the buyer step back in and support the price here between this 106 and the 103 area, because this is a high volume area, and see that there are a lot of trading occur when it was back at this price level on its way up. So we'll see will the buyer come and defend this zone here, and if it's unable to defend this zone, then we could see a quick flush down to below this 100,000 level and possibly into the 97,000 area. Those are the price action to keep an eye on for Bitcoin. So the key thing is, would it be able to get back above this 110,000 basically and push up into this 117, 118,000, or would it be pushing it back down into this 103 area and see would it be able to hold that 103,000 area there. And here looking at crude oil, I have the composite volume profile between this low and the current price here. And as you can see on Friday, we have this surge. And this is a little bit of a shooting star or Greystone doji, so right now this could be a bearish type of candle. And we could see prices come back down to this composite point of control here, somewhere around the 62.5 or so. But right now, we're basically looking at the potential of the price action. If it could remain inside of this candle here, this wick, then we could sort of conclude that this selling here on Friday could possibly due to the short-term player taking profit, and the long-term player will still look at this as a value. And if the price could be, holding inside of this wick of this candle here, we could see price come up and break above this 66.5 and move up into this possibly the 69 area. Because basically right now we saw prices pretty much in this range bound inside this balance area. You see that it's basically retracing, from one extreme, the value area low to the value area high. So right now the question is, would it break this value area high, or would it come back down and retrace back to this balance area and retest the value area low? So that's why we're going to keep an eye on the price action to see what the next couple days looks like, and would it be able to hold the price within this wick, and if it could break above this 66.5 area, then we could possibly looking at crude oil moving back up to the 69. And finally, looking at gold, making another new all-time high last week. You see how strong gold has been, ever since it broke this trend line here. And notice how it came up and this moving average cloud crosses over, and it just surged right up here. Now, I do have a composite volume profile between this low to the current price here. And basically right now, we are looking for gold to break out of this balance area and look for a higher level to seek for balance. So one way to get a little bit of a projection on where the next price level might be is to just do a extension here, this major move of this balance area. And I have basically close to the 80%, the 0.786 Fibonacci number. And that would bring it up to 38, $3,880 area, and 100% major move will bring it up to this 3,896. So those are a couple price level to keep an eye on if the price of gold continue to move higher and break through this all-time high at 38.21. Now, if we get a pullback and dip below this balance area and into this, basically this multi-distribution, if you could look at this here, right? This is one distribution and this is another distribution. So if price break below this 37.47 area, then we could see a possible retracement back into this composite point of control here at 36. What is this? 3679.70. So look for a break to an all-time high, then come up to this major move. Or if it breaks below the 3750 area, then come down and check the point of control. So those are the price action for the indexes and crude oil, gold, and Bitcoin. Hopefully you enjoy this video, and if you do, be sure to give it a like and help promote this video. Thank you for watching, and good luck on your trading. Thank you for watching. If you like the content, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to this channel, click the subscribe icon to subscribe and help support this channel. Now, for more content from me, go visit my newsletter at smtraderCA.substack.com. You will find trade ideas, daily trade plans, weekly market review and analysis, trading tutorial and strategies, and much more in my newsletter, The Pulse of the Market. And the link is smtraderCA.substack.com.